What up? What up? Waiting for some people to get their asses in here. Give me 1 minute, fellas. How you guys doing today, man? It's another day, another dollar, another hoe, another holla. I'm kidding. Guys, what's up, everybody? I'm not sure. Can you guys hear me? If y'all can hear me, go for it and drop that shit in the chat. It looks like we're at 42 attendees. What's up, y'all? What up, Claudio? What's going on, man? I'm coming next weekend, fool. I believe it when I see it, Chad. I believe it when I see it. Holy, okay, no, we're good. What's up, Giselle? How you doing? What up, though? What's going on, everybody? Guys, this webinar is going to fucking blow your mind, all right? This is something that we've been using in our platform for a minute now, and I'm really excited to show you guys about this stuff. So if everybody can hear me, guys, y'all know what's up, all right? Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. I heard that some heavy hitters are going to be talking at that event, dude. That's pretty badass. You're over here learning while you're at that event in Vegas. You should be gambling, bro. Come on, man. That's what's up. All right, guys. So everybody here that's joining, I got a really good friend of mine. Y'all saw him on a panel that we did before, and it's my buddy Burton, and he's going to come in here, and he's going to break down exactly how you can pull some niche lists, guys. I'm talking like hard to find leads, right? And he's going to show you exactly how we can use our platform to be able to show y'all the best way to pull niche lists using PropStream, okay? So, Burton, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?
Yo, what's up, Quentin? I'm chilling. Everybody, what's up? Thanks for having me here.
I started calling him Tim Burton, a.k.a. Burton the Ninja, bro.
That's funny that you say that, because every time someone's like, wait, well, what's your name? I'm like, Burton, like Tim Burton, and that's the reference I usually give. So that's funny that you say that, man.
Yeah, man. So we dropped major gems on that last video that we did together. And today, guys, we're going to be going over strictly lead generation. A lot of you guys, y'all buy into this platform, and the only fucking thing that you're using it for is to run comps. And I want y'all to understand that there's so much more that you can utilize when you truly break this thing down to the T. So what's up, everybody, guys? Let me go forward and find out where y'all are from in the comment section. Burton's just going to go off, and this is kind of how I just let him do his thing. And guys, this session will be recorded. I want y'all to pay close attention, though, okay? Because you're getting it first before I give it to everybody else, okay? So let's get it. Just like real quick.
That's so good.
Laredo, Memphis, that's what's up. Georgia, Houston, H-Town, Columbus, Maryland. Bro, some of y'all from fucking like some crazy ass places. Boy, what's going on in this place, man? It's crazy. 64 people. We capped out on this room at like 330, right? That's where we're at, and it's still climbing. Denver, Colorado, Phoenix, Arizona, Fort Worth. Hell yeah. Fort Worth is so messed up, bro. I'm telling you. Over there, they're like, howdy, partner, I sell meth. That is Fort Worth.
That's where they buy dirt, right? Like it's like in Arizona Bakersfield.
All right, guys. So yeah, we're just waiting for this thing to build up. Saw you at the pop-up. There was a pop-up going on. I don't remember being at a pop-up. Unless Burton, were you at a pop-up?
The Houston wholesaling event, if someone was there. So
yeah. Burton, you're going to be coming to my event, right?
Oh, best believe it. We're going to be there.
Okay. Sweet, bro, because, we got Vanilla Ice in the building. The Iceman's going to be dropping a show for everybody. It's going to be pretty dope, dog. So I'm excited.
So stoked for that. I'm going to dress up as a Ninja Turtle, bro. Just start dancing with them.
I made that a requirement before anything, bro. I was like, you have to bring the Ninja Turtle. So he's bringing turtles with him. So it's pretty badass.
That's totally worth the trip right there. I'm totally in on that.
Doing that at real estate events. You know what, man? I was thinking about bringing Russ, bro. I don't know, because Russ is like a big deal right now.
Yes, sir.
I heard that it's about like $20K to bring him to play 3 songs, and that's it. And then he leaves right after, no Q&A or anything. And I'm like, is it worth it? I probably fill the room with a bunch of gangbang bangers, though. That's the thing.
or hey, dude, work out a deal. Say, look, I'll help you with your rental portfolio, and you do shows for me.
Boom, boom. So, guys, yeah, for y'all that don't know, the early bird tickets sales for the event, they end on December 4th at 6 p.m., guys. So right now, if you're wanting to get tickets to the event, I'll go for it and throw it out there. If you got the VIP ticket, you get a meet and greet with Vanilla Ice and several of our speakers. We got Max Maxwell in the building. But guys, I'm throwing this link down here so y'all can get an idea of you know, kind of like some of the ticket pricings that we got and some places that you guys can stay. So we're looking forward to it. But let's just dive straight into this. I know we got some people that are still coming in, but you know, we're gonna just record this thing. Burton, go for it and show them what's good, bro.
Let's get going. All right, guys. So before I dive into the system, actually, let me just log in here for you guys so you guys can see what's going on here. Let me move this at the top here, and let's log into PropStream. So as Quentin says, a lot of you guys are just simply using our system for running comps, which is perfectly fine. Some of you guys will type in an address and get details on a specific address, which is amazing as well, because you want to qualify that lead that landed on your lap. But a lot of you guys are missing a lot of things that we have done for you guys. So just to kind of throw this out there, we've been in business for about 15 years. So in the 15 years, we've been collecting data, but on top of collecting data, a lot of people do that, is we discovered really early that manipulating the data is the key component here, right? Because if we could take away all the technology, if we strip away all the computers, we strip away what we're doing now, what are we doing to get leads? We're driving the county, right? We're driving the county to get pre-foreclosures, tax liens, bankruptcies, and we're taking them home and then we're going through them manually, right? So before I dive into this application, let me show you guys something that essentially I've created this, right? This is the way that my mind works. I've dealt with lenders, brokers, wholesalers, fix and flippers, pretty much everybody that needs real estate data. And it boils down to this little visual I'm giving you, right? So the way it works is that I've found out that there's really 3 stages that a homeowner is going to go into. The first stage is good, right? You buy a home, or you're a cash buyer, or you have a lot of equity, you're free and clear, you own that property outright, you're good. There's no motivation there. If any one of us try to knock on a door in this section, we're most likely going to get that door slammed in our face because there's just no motivation there, right? However, throughout time, things happen, and this is what I call the uh-oh stage, right? So a bankruptcy gets filed, a divorce happens, someone's not answering their mail, someone's been renting out their property to horrible tenants, someone has a lien against their property, like a tax lien and HOA. This is the uh-oh stage. This is very important to our industry right now. And the reason I say that, because our industry is a little bit saturated right now. That's the reality. There's a lot of investors right now, right? It's one of the quickest ways to make millions. Obviously not easy. There's some education involved, some hard work involved, but this is a very key section in our industry right now. And I say that because a lot of people that are getting into this industry right now, they're strictly focusing on this category right here. This is the needs help category. This is what I coined it. And this is your pre-foreclosures, your auctions, and in some states, if it's a redemption state, your foreclosures as well. So when someone's getting into this industry, they're told, go find motivation, right? And what's the first thing they're gonna wanna do? Auctions and pre-foreclosures. And there's nothing wrong with that. I always encourage people to focus here. Send your postcards here, guys, because you might get a deal. And when you get a deal, you're going to get big discounts, faster closing. But the name of the game in this section here is it's very competitive. So our system for the last 15 years, we've discovered that, you know, when we first started, all we did was just this category. We only gave you the high motivated category. And then we realized, wait, you know, something happens before someone goes into pre-foreclosure. Someone's not paying a lien, and then it gets an NOD or an NOT recording, right? So the new thing now is suppressing data. Being able to say, okay, look, I don't want to be with everybody else. I want to be over here in the early stages. Now, here's the reality. They're not as motivated, right? So when I call this homeowner, I'm not expecting a deal on the first phone call. Now, some of us might be really good negotiators, and we might get that. And great, if you call a person who just got a lien on that first phone call and you sign a contract, perfect, great. Not only did you get a contract on the first phone call, but you just beat out everybody because everybody's waiting for a pre-foreclosure record, right? So first phone call, you get a deal, great. No, but that's what follow-up is all about, guys. Marketing is big in this industry. So I realize that when I call someone in this uh-oh stage, they're not as motivated. So this is where follow-up gets very important, right? We do 7 postcards or 6 months of follow-up, right? So first call, no, don't want to deal with you. 2-3 weeks later, a month later, second call, right? Still don't want to deal with you. But guess what? That lien is only getting worse. Third phone call, still don't want to deal with you, but maybe the conversation's getting better now. We're building rapport. The owner's letting me know what's really unfolding. I know mortgage balance now. I know the lien is getting carried away. They still might say no. But finally, hopefully on the 4th, 5th, or 6th follow-up, they finally realize, hey, they're closer now to pre-foreclosure, and we close that deal here, guys. This is the most important part here, right? So what I've told and taught real estate investors throughout the nation is that you should be having multiple pipelines. You should be doing the pre-foreclosures and auctions, but you should also be doing the least motivated lists as well. And just understand that these guys are going to take more time. But if we start doing them now, we're going to be closing deals in 4 or 6 months, and they're going to be coming in fast, right? So if you guys are in this industry and your expectation is first phone call, I'm getting a deal, that's not going to really happen in this category. It's going to happen potentially here, but remember, you're competing with 100,000 people calling that same person as well. As a matter of fact, they did a survey. When a person in the United States goes into pre-foreclosure, and I kid you not, that first week, an average of 200 postcards are being sent to that individual. So this is where creativity gets very popular, right? So you're going to have to make yellow cards and blue cards or some fancy message on your ringless voicemail. So I still encourage you to do that, but get creative, guys, and start focusing on this category. So let me show you how I can find someone here and avoid you guys, my competition. So when I'm searching, and I saw someone say Memphis, Tennessee, so let's just use that as an area. So you're lucky here. You might find some leads I'm pulling for you. You might want to write this down. So I'm going to search Memphis, Tennessee, and it shows me how many MLSs I have access to, how many pre-foreclosures I have access to. And remember, pre-foreclosures, highest category. But I'm trying to stay away from that competition. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose another category that's a motivated category. And that would be my liens, my vacant, or in my filter, I have bankruptcies, I have divorce. So in this example, I'm going to do a lien. So I'm looking for a person who has a lien, either occupied or non-owner occupied. I can play with property characteristics like single family if I want to. I can go to the MLS status because we have MLS. So you guys can now start layering things. So you can say, hey, I want a person who has a lien that failed on the MLS or is not listed on the MLS. So again, you can get creative, right? So most of us would have said, hey, I want a person that's not on the MLS. But our system, you can get creative. What if it's a person that did sell or try to sell, but it failed, right? So now I have a person who has a lien who tried to call an agent. Agent tried to sell the property, but it failed. This homeowner, these 32 people here I have on the right side, they are one less option away now. And that option is you can't list your property. I mean, you still can, but time is of the essence now. Do you have another 6 months to list your property? And if so, go ahead and do that. If not, maybe my offer can help you out, right? So we can do failed, we can do off market. I've seen people get creative. I've seen people do active and maybe active for about 5 months. Why wait for them to fail? Let's call the ones that are 5 months on the market right now, right? So our system is all about data manipulation, guys. That is what we have done differently. That is what has separated us from pretty much everybody else out there. And I'm not trying to dog everybody. I still encourage you guys to use as many data providers out there as possible because you want to get as much coverage. But what we've done is we've understand that throughout the years, competition has only increased for everybody. Therefore, we need to give you guys the ability to manipulate that level of motivation. So in this case, liens off market. And here's the part where I stay away from competition. Go to the foreclosure status and say, I do not want it in pre-foreclosure, right? I have 2,300 leads now compared to the 551 pre-foreclosures that most people would have just sent postcards to. While people are waiting for these 551 recordings or calling these 551 trying to get a deal, I'm making contact to 2,300 leads. Again, they're probably going to say no the first phone call, but that's where my follow-up. And these guys are not in pre-foreclosure yet. So if I follow up and follow up and follow up, I may be able to get that contract signed way before the notice of default, way before the notice of trustee sale, way before most of you guys are going to see that individual even show up in that. Again, I hate the term investors. I like the term solutionists. We're real estate solutionists. We go out there and we provide solution. So you don't have to wait for pre-foreclosure, guys. There are people that are getting bankruptcies. There are people that are getting liens. There are people that are tired landlords. So data suppression, in this case, liens that are off market, not in pre-foreclosure, is a category that would be in this section. Now, how do I know that this individual is going to head into pre-foreclosure? you get to control the lien information. So it's not just any lien, but it's a lien that's a tax lien with about $50,000 minimum to $100,000 maximum, and there's still about 60% in equity or more on this property. So I have 48 properties I can get a hold of. There's 60% in equity. The liens are very high, which means they're probably not going to pay off that lien. And the probability of them going to pre-foreclosure is a lot higher, but they're not there yet. And that right there is what allows me to circumvent the competition. I have my 48 leads now. And all you can do now is click on them, see what they owe, see what liens are against the property, and what the ARV is. And I can go into the comparables. And for those of you that are in a non-disclosure state like Texas, New Mexico, Utah, you're going to want to use our MLS records to run comps. So don't use comps for neighbors if you're in a non-disclosure state, because you don't get
hold on,
accurate.
Burton. I got to write that address down. Hold up.
Right. Memphis, Tennessee. Let's write that down.
I have to write that down real quick.
Here's Steve's name if you need the owner's name. But that right there, guys, is the key component. You can get creative. And so my question to everyone here, and this is a question I ask everybody, because I hear all sorts of answers and there's really no right answer. But every time I go out and I talk to people, I always ask them, hey, what's a lead? That's my question, is what is a lead? And I let them give me their definition of what a lead is. And some say pre-foreclosure, some say auction, some say, well, people that are vacant, some say people that have a tax lien. You want to know the reality? Here's the honest truth. What a lead really is a person, a homeowner, who has a predicament. That's it. Right? Some predicaments are much more motivated than others. Like a pre-foreclosure is a predicament. You're faced with an auction. And so a pre-foreclosure, a predicament, is a very high level predicament, right? Someone who just filed for bankruptcy yesterday, that's a predicament, but it's not as motivated yet, right? So at the end of the day, as I talk to brokers and investors and I tell them, what do you consider a lead? And they tell me what it is. I've come to realize that at the end of the day, a lead is just an individual with a predicament. And our system allows you to come up with these predicaments. So another predicament I can come up with, which Quentin was talking about, is tired landlords. So I can go to a whole different market. Someone was in Vegas, so I can go to Las Vegas, Nevada.
I love tired landlord, guys.
Exactly.
Two reasons why, like while he's doing his thing real quick, guys. Number one, they want to sell their property, right? And that's amazing. You could also liquidate. They also may want to liquidate their portfolio, right? Number two, if they don't want to sell their property, what did you just find? An investor, a cash buyer. Either way, it's a win-win scenario, man.
Bingo. I love that you think of it in both aspects. So I love that, guys. If it's not an investor who's willing to liquidate it, it's an investor that you could potentially use to dump a contract to. So let's talk about tired landlords. Does anybody know how to find one? Like, who has tired landlords? Like, I can't go to the county. I can't go to an MLS. I can't go to an agent and say, hey, tired landlords, give me the list. There's no such thing. So that is why data manipulation is pinnacle, because you can create tired landlords. So I can go to Las Vegas, Nevada, and choose high equity, because we want equity. We're trying to flip properties, right? So I want a high equity property, or I want a property that's free and clear, doesn't have any mortgage, right? So a tired landlord who owns a property with a lot of equity, who owns a property with no mortgage. So your choice there, right? Now, how do we know it's a landlord? Owner occupied? No. They're registered, not living in that property. So that is potentially a rented out property. Now we can play with property characteristics. So maybe I'm looking for tired landlords that own a single family or a multifamily property. Again, we want it off market, or maybe they tried to list it as a rental and it failed. That's a great sign of a tired landlord, right? Try to list it through an agent and it failed as a rental listing. So you can think of that as an option. We can then go to foreclosure and again, suppress the competition. So we're looking just for a landlord who doesn't have any predicaments, right? Just he's been renting out the property. It's not on the market. It's not in pre-foreclosure. But here's where the tired landlord part gets into play. You can go to ownership info and play with the years of ownership. So I need everybody in Las Vegas that's renting a property that doesn't own it, and they've been doing it for 15 years minimum. And to add more layers of motivation, these are individuals. So these are just people who haven't established an LLC, who haven't established a business. They're just renting out a property under their own name. right? So think of all the tax things that they are not taking advantage of. As a matter of fact, they might be just a person with 1 or 2 or 3 homes, extra homes, and they're just renting it out. They didn't think it was going to get carried away, but they've been doing it for 15 years, right? So for 15 years, they've been renting out this property under their name, not a corporate name. So these are people just renting out their properties. So what does that mean? For 15 years, they've been dealing with tenants. They've been dealing with rehab. They've been dealing with marketing the property. When tenants move out and they can't find a tenant, they have to pay the mortgage or the property taxes, right? So this is data manipulation at its finest. And you can add more layers. Here's another layer of motivation. The property was built in the year 2000 or before. So if you're going to continue renting out your property, Mr. Landlord, perfect. But your property is now 20 years or older. So we're talking about HVAC, roof, solar panel if you're in California. Are these things that you are willing to put up to the table? Or can I take care of that for you if I give you the right price? I can now hit apply. 2,200 leads that are not in this category. Again, when people are jumping into this industry, they're taught to find motivation, and that's perfectly fine. You should as well. But technology is going to allow you to circumvent your competition by finding individuals in the uh-oh stage and suppressing your competition. So what I just did was found, in this case, 2,300 tired landlords in Las Vegas that have been renting out their property for 15 years under their name. I'm going to give them a call. And like Quentin said, they're either going to want to liquidate their properties, or if they say no, I just found myself a new buyer. So our system will now let you save these properties to a marketing list, Vegas tired landlords. And now I can skip trace that list or export it and take it somewhere else to get skip trace and market to it as well.
I can guarantee you there isn't a single soul, and I know almost everybody that's in the Vegas market that is going after landlords like they should. Most of the Vegas market is dominated by high-end realtors listing things for 1%, and they don't understand how intricate this type of data is to an investor standpoint. So Burton, killer, dude, killer.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. So think, the way that you want to approach data in our industry now is no longer thinking about a category. Don't think, I need to get pre-foreclosures, I need to get liens, I need to get bankruptcies. And you should. Those are great key points. But there are things that you can think of that are not even a category. Like I had an investor, and this is a secret tip here. I think he was in Chicago. And what he was doing is going into our system, finding owner-occupied properties, and he would go through every one of our categories. So he left it blank. They were single family. They were owned by an individual for, let's say, 10 years or more. And they had a loan to value ratio of like 80% or more. So these 15,000 people have lived in a house for 10 years or more. They've been making mortgage payments for 10 years or more. And their loan to value ratio is still at 80%. Could you believe that? Like usually a mortgage is 30 years, and at the 15-year mark, you should be at 50% loan to value ratio. That's the reality of it. But we have individuals here that have been paying a mortgage for 10 years, and they're still at 80% loan to value ratio, guys. These are leads. And again, these are predicaments. This isn't something you can find at a county. This isn't something you can find with the real. This is something that I was able to do through data manipulation, right? And this is what we do here at Prop. This is what we've been aiming for the last 15 years. There's a lot of people doing out there, but again, with the 100 filters out there, again, I think to this very day, we are one of the companies that have the most filters when it comes to data manipulation. So you can do things like I just showed you, find people with a high loan to value ratio. So for those of you guys doing subject twos, lease options, maybe you're a realtor, maybe you're wholesaling and it's within the right margins, your list is here, guys. So data manipulation, I can't emphasize that enough, because this is what's going to help you guys find leads that others aren't finding. Right? And I always go by the 10% rule, right? 15,000 leads, 1,500 are going to answer my postcard, 150 are going to set up an appointment, 15 are going to close. That's just the reality of it. I always go by that 10% rule. That's why having the ability to manipulate leads is important, because if not, if we didn't give you any filters and you only get to choose one category, then I only get 7,000 leads. And after I market to 7,000 leads, then what? Right? I go to the lien section, and after I market to 24,000, then what? I've exhausted every record in that market. and now I have to wait for more records. No, you can go in the filter and come up with your own predicament. And that's the most important part here. And so not only can you find predicaments, let's take it to the other scale now. And I'm going to show you guys how to potentially find buyers as well. So our system not only lets you manipulate people that have a predicament, but it's going to let you manipulate people that don't have a predicament, cash buyers, people with high equity. So I'm going to show you guys right now a way to find buyers that no other system has right now. So if you guys have notes out right now, you better start writing this stuff down. I'm going to show you 2 ways to find buyers. One way everybody does. The other way is only done through PropStream. So Quentin, give me a market, man.
We'll go for it and do Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Okay, let's do Dallas County. Let's get a huge list. I'm going to find as many buyers as we can. So in Dallas, Texas, we have 1,200 recorded cash buyers there. Here's what I do to find a buyer. I will click on the cash buyers list, and what most people will do is they'll just look for a non-owner occupied cash buyer, and then they'll apples to apples. So if I have a single family contract, I'm looking for a single family cash buyer. And then they'll go to ownership info and say, okay, we need a buyer in the last 6 months, right? So we'll go back to April 1st. Okay, so here are my 27 cash buyers in this market, right? Now, most of us would have just marketed to those 27 and call it a day. But here's the reality of it. All I know is that these 27 people have bought a property in cash, and I don't know anything else other than that. I just know that they bought it in cash and they're not occupying it. So what are they going to do with it? Who knows? I'm going to send a postcard and see what happens, right? But we have MLS, and our system, again, through data manipulation, you just got to think like a buyer. So what I normally do to find buyers is I'll go to a county, Dallas County, and I'll do the same thing, non-owner occupied cash buyers and buying single family, for example. But this time, instead of saying, hey, just the last 6 months, I'm looking for a cash buyer behavior. And that behavior is that they buy it first and then they rehab it and list it later, right? That's what most cash buyers do, right? Most investors will buy a property, rehab it, and then list it. So in that sense, I'm looking for all the cash buyers within a certain time frame. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to look for all the cash buyers, let's say from November of last year to first quarter of this year. So November to March 31st. So again, I'm not just looking for any cash buyers. I'm looking for cash buyers that bought it within a certain window, November 1st to the end of March. And again, what happens after they buy it in cash? They get their contractors in there, they clean it up, and then they list it. Since we have MLS, you can look for the ones that have listed it. So I can now go to the MLS status section and say, okay, well, of these 22, show me the ones that then listed it on or after April 1st. So they bought it between November and March, and then they cleaned it up and rehabbed it, and then they listed it April or later. So they could have listed it last month, they could have listed it in May, they could have listed it in June. But here are my 4. We went from 22 people that bought a property, we don't know what they're going to do with it, to 4 people that bought a property and then listed it on the market. And these are my buyers. This is something that you could have only done, I mean, till this very day, I don't know a lot of platforms that have this ability, but to do what I just did right now, I would have had to go to the cash buyer section, non-owner occupied properties, November to October, or March, and then take those results and then look for a realtor and say, hey, when you have time, can you show me the ones that listed it after April? And how long would they have gotten back to me? We don't know. But here we were able to do that. We thought like a buyer, right? That's all you have to do is think like a buyer. We bought it first in cash and then we listed it right after. And I have my 4. And how do I know that they're a buyer? Well, let's check. I can click on that property. I can see what they bought it for, $70,000. My buyer's information is at the bottom here, Alberto, and his address, right? Because it's not owner occupied. So now I know how to get a hold of Alberto here. And then Alberto listed the property, and Alberto is listing it as a rental. So there we go. And we can check the next one out. So same thing, $83,000, listing it for $186,000. That's $100,000 profit right there, guys. And 3 things actually. I know my buyer. I know how much his buying power is. I know how Douglas here has much in pocket, right? So Douglas usually has at 80,000. So I have a contract that's 60, maybe for Douglas. I know how to get a hold of Douglas, where he's at. I know the type of property Douglas likes to aim for. And I know Douglas's agent now. So if I can't get a hold of Douglas, I can get a hold of Ryan and be like, Ryan, I need a buyer in this area. What's going on? And that is it. And I get to see that margin. So Douglas, again, bought it in cash December of last year for $83,000. And then he listed it in October.
This is what you call 100% targeted buyer sniping. And the thing is, guys, and you can like a lot of people that what they'll do is they'll buy blanket data and then they'll blanket market and they'll go through all the leads. This is pretty much every big name company out there that has the 50,000 to spend on a bunch of data and then go through it with another 50 grand, right? And what Burton is doing for you guys right here is he's breaking down the criteria to the T. And he's understanding what his investor is doing the same way that he's understanding exactly what those motivation indicators are that a seller may have, right? Well, there's also a motivation indicator on what a buyer likes. So he's basically putting those two together, thinking like the same way you would find a seller is now the same way he's finding a buyer. And that's what lead generation's about, man. It's creative as hell. And holy fuck, dude, that was insane. I'm sorry, but
right, no, I'm telling you, man. Like, and I show people this a lot. They're like, "What the hell?" Like, I've been doing this for 25 years, and I've never thought of that. I've never thought of looking for cash bought records and then looking for the ones that listed it right after they bought it. Now, usually, what people will do again is they'll just do cash bought records, non-owner occupied in the last 6 months, or they'll call an agent and say, "Hey, do you know any buyers?" Data manipulation. Again, guys, this is the revolution of our industry, and it's only going to get better in our end from here on out. But this is something that we caught on 5-6 years ago. We realized that people were buying applications and they would exhaust a certain category and then they would stop using that application. So how did we create new leads? Data manipulation. You can create new things by just coming up with a predicament or understanding a behavior. In this case, understanding that a buyer buys first, then rehabs, and then lists later. And you can take that same filter, again, November to first quarter, and list it later, and we can go anywhere. I can go back to Las Vegas with that same filter, and it's going to show me the buyers that did that in Las Vegas. There's 115 of them. Holy smokes. So right now, guys, I have this filter. I can type out any county in the United States because we're nationwide data, and now I have a buyer. If you guys are virtual wholesaling, holy crap, you guys just have legit buyers now in every county out there. And again, all you have to do is think like a buyer. They bought first, listed right after. When you click on your results, cash sale 350, MLS, he's renting it out for 1950.
Boom,
So
rental buyer.
Renter buy, exactly. So
Got
for
a
this
question, Burton, because I want to see if you could take this a step further, and this is something that I'd be interested in.
Yeah.
So I'm a big, like, I will say, like, I'm a connoisseur of private money. I love private money, bro. Like, private money and raising it is always my thing. And there's a specific way that I raise private money, and I'm wondering if I could delegate that by using your platform. So what I always look for is a deed of trust that was created between, and not an entity, but between a person and another person. Does that make sense? So like, what I always look for is a deed of trust that was created that is under a personal name, where somebody is basically lending someone money, and it's not a bank. You can tell that it's an actual, like, regular ass human being, right?
Yeah.
That's lending the money. Is there a way that I can find that using your platform?
Not at the moment. There are some filters here that you may be able to identify under loan type. So you may be able to see any of our options, like new conventional, any of these might be available, but not at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought I'd ask because you never know, but even so,
no, but that's a great, I appreciate you saying that, because in all my 8 years of working here, that's the first time someone shared that strategy with me. So sorry, everybody that's listening in on. Quentin, let's talk after this, because I think we can maybe accommodate that. If we can accommodate that for you, then we just push it for everybody else as well.
If I look for like that, and when I go down to the county, I pull every single deed of trust that was recently recorded within the last 3 months.
Okay.
And with those deeds of trust, I separate the name. So if it's an entity or an investment company, I don't care for it because I know it's a hard money lender. But if I see that, like, Mary Joanne lent somebody $100,000 and they created a note and deed of trust, and the deed of trust outlines the loan, then that means that that person is a private money lender. I pull their information, I pitch them on my deals. So that's just something that for sure.
Brilliant. Well, hey, you guys, you better write that down, man. That was some gold nuggets he just dropped right now. And I love that. I'm going to share that with my data team, because I mean, we collect transaction history, when we go in the transaction history, we can see the document type. So I think we might be able to maybe work it in our logic to help you out there, Q. So let's
Dude,
talk
that's
more,
awesome.
man. Yeah, let's talk more
Okay.
about that after. So I'm
Bro,
excited for that.
this
So
is
guys, that's pretty much what I wanted to share with you guys. I know you guys have already played, and most of you guys have already played with PropStream. We do have skip tracing. We do have campaigns. You can import your leads into our platform if you want to campaign your external list or skip trace your external list. But our platform, when you guys are approaching it, start thinking outside of the box, guys. Remember this graph. If you guys want to take a picture of it, take a picture of it now, but start thinking like this. Remember, when you're in the high motivated category, it's great. You're going to get huge discounts. You're going to close deals faster, but it is very, very, very competitive. So you guys want to start suppressing data. That's the new thing now. A lot of people aren't talking about it, but this industry is very competitive. So being able to control your level of motivation and to also suppress the data, that's right there is the key component, guys. This is what's going to allow you guys to have more call outs, more leads in your pipeline, and getting those deals closed. Because if you're strictly just focusing on one category, just pre-foreclosures and auctions, take my word on this, guys, you will exhaust your leads. And then you're just sitting there, defeated. You're sitting there thinking, man, this is not working out, or I don't know how everybody's doing it. I keep seeing these checks getting posted and whatnot. It's because it's consistency and it's creativity now. And so stay consistent and get creative when it comes to data pulling, guys, because that's what's going to give you guys that edge compared to everybody else.
Guys, if y'all got value from this, because I know you did, I want you to go into that comment section right now and blow it up, scream out value, guys, and drop the gem emoji. I need to see this. I'm recording this for IG because this was insane. So, guys, yeah, if you got value, drop it. Say value, fam. Bro, Burton, dude, thank you so much, bro. Again, man, like you just never cease to amaze me and showing me even different ways to use this platform. I'm going to be brutally honest, bro. I have not used PropStream to pull buyers, and now I'm about to just go destroy the competition of everybody who's watching this webinar.
I love your honesty, bro. Everybody's sweating bricks right now. Everyone's like, damn, I got to get on this right now and start buying those or pulling those buyers before Q does. So,
and remember, this is a nugget too. I'll drop it because I think it's very important, man. You have to treat money the same way that you treat these sellers, right? So like everybody in this business, and I'm gonna tell all y'all, I already know your primary form of business is just finding sellers, right? You're leaving money on the table because I'm out there finding money. You get what I'm saying? I bring the deal to the buyer and I connect the two. Yes, 100%. But if there's one thing that we started doing since we got our office is we hired a marketing department and they do nothing but find money, okay? I don't give a damn if you have a good solid 5 buyers that you do business with. You will never know who's going to be the one to pull the plug on $1 million project for you, okay? So guys, never, ever, ever stop looking for money. And this is so important right here. So guys, if you got value, I really appreciate it. Again, Burton, dude, you the man.
Yeah, definitely. And guys, I just want to call to action. If you guys haven't signed up yet, make sure you guys click on Q's link. We're going to give you guys a full 7-day trial period. You guys can do everything I just did. Like you guys get unlimited searches. So have fun with that. Start getting creative. Start coming up with these suppressed lists or highly motivated lists by layering things. Look for cash buyers. We do cap you though. You get 50 properties to play with in the trial period. But hey, if you love it and you guys subscribe, we are going to give you a discount. It's $97 a month, but we'll give you 10,000 leads. So do the math there. It boils down to about a penny per lead. And what I just showed you guys in terms of tired landlords, tax liens that are off market with 50,000 against it, that are not in pre-foreclosures, or I mean, the cash buyers, you should be able to hit 10,000. Hey, heck, you guys might end up calling in and asking for more, but get creative. That's the reality. Get creative, have fun with it, play with those 50 exports. Again, maybe look for 50 buyers, and now you have 50 buyers, and now it's just finding leads. So have at it. If you guys accidentally signed up in the middle of this because you couldn't wait, I'm the same way. Email me, support@propstream.com. So if you guys signed up and you were trying to follow along, make sure you email us, support@propstream.com. That way we can convert your account to Q's account and you guys can get his discount. Okay, guys?
Boom. If you're already signed up, Burton's will. I'm pretty sure he's not supposed to do that. I'm not going to lie. But, guys.
Well, yeah, no, if anybody just signed up during this, so if you've already signed up, I'm not going to do that. Yeah, you're very right about that. But if you guys did sign up during this presentation and you didn't sign up through Q's link, yeah, please make sure you let me know so I can convert you over. Again, that's if you guys sign up today. If you guys already signed up in the past, yeah, we're not doing any conversions there. But make sure if you guys sign up, use Q's link today. If you, again, sign up during the presentation I did today, email us and we'll take care of that for you guys.
Thank you guys, man. Thank y'all so much for being a part of this, yo. Burton, dude, my man.
Yo,
I'll talk to you later,
soon, man.
bro.
We'll do this again, and we got some new updates coming out for you guys.
Yes,
in December. So we're gonna look out, keep following Q. Stay active in the community, the Ground Zero page, because we're gonna definitely announce the new updates, and we're gonna probably schedule another webinar with Q and give you guys more value, show you guys some of the new filters that we have. So yeah, we have a lot to show you guys next month. So keep tuned with us, okay, guys?
Stay tuned, fellas. Alrighty, guys. I'll talk to y'all later. God bless y'all.
Take care, guys.